Just walking along, there's another one of these little plants that draws hardly any attention to itself. And yet, it's actually a very important plant. This is what's known as ezov, what we call today usually zatar. It's kind of related to oregano. And it was used in the sprinkling of the paraduma. It was used as the paintbrush in Mitzrayim when we're painting the blood onto the doorposts. It's used with the mitzorah, someone who gets leprosy. This is part of their cure. And the reason that is part of their cure is because this is in Tanakh. It's mentioned very often. It's the symbol of modesty. It hardly draws any attention to itself, but it gives so much of itself. It has antibacterial properties, and it actually tastes good also. Some people like the smell, some people less so. It's a matter of taste. But either way, this is something that gives so much of itself, even though it draws so little attention, as opposed to the person who's full of gava, someone who's full of ill-placed pride. Okay, we should always be proud of what we do, but someone who's proud despite not deserving it. So here it's someone that really doesn't draw the attention, but it gives. Modesty is not someone who doesn't draw any attention but doesn't give. It's someone who doesn't draw attention even though they deserve it. And so this is one of the cures for someone who speaks Lashon Hara, because Lashon Hara usually comes from a place of Gaiva, and here it's in essence being Mataken is fixing that.
This is as opposed to the Erez or cedar tree. The cedar tree is generally a sign of Gaiva and pride. The Phoenicians of Tsur and Sidon embody this midah. So why would we want this so heavily represented in the Beis Hamikdash? As noted, pride is a problem when it's not earned. We should all take pride in our work. There should be a sense of pride in our heritage and our mission in the world. A king is supposed to have a sense of hod and hadar about him. There should be a sense of majesty. This was the tree of palaces and temples throughout the region. It became a symbol of kingship. For the king of the world, of course it's fitting. This parak emphasizes both the fact that Shlomo Melech had mishalim for everything, including these plants, and the use of the cedars in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. Sefer Melachim has a ton of action, and it's really a fascinating and exciting sefer. The problem is, most people miss it because they get stuck in the few very detailed prakim to come. Stick with it. It really is awesome. It's true. The coming few prakim will be difficult because they're long and very detailed. It's hard to understand exactly what we're meant to learn from them. That being said, even this one example gives us a glimpse into a bit of the meaning behind some of what we'll learn about in these prakim. In fact, even the cedar itself, we'll come back to again and again to hear more about just how central it was in Shlomo's structures in Yerushalayim. You'll want to keep this message in mind as we discuss it. We'll also note some additional elements of symbolism in the structures of Beis Hamikdash and the Kelim in the coming videos and as we move ahead, but we certainly won't be able to cover everything in these short video clips. There's so much. Everything has symbolism. The pillars with the pomegranates, the water installations that remind us of the Merkava or the chariot of Hashem, and it reminds us also of his Melachim, which represent purity, but it also represents life and our ability to actively serve Hashem in this world. As can be expected from the house of Hashem, and with regards to Shlomo HaMelech, the wisest of men, everything was thought out and had incredible meaning and depth behind it. We'll try to touch upon a couple of small ideas as we go, and perhaps get a bit of a glimpse of what things could have looked like.